The SOG Power Assist Multi-Tool. We're going to check it out. The SOG Power Assist Multi-Tool. This tool's been out for a little while, and there's a lot of technology that goes behind SOG, and one of the first tools I ever had was one of the Power Assist pliers. And those were designed back in 1995, where when you opened it, it would actually have a camming action to help get even a better, more powerful grip to the pliers. But this is definitely a little bit of a step above. In fact, they use compound leveraging when opening this pair of pliers. And I'll tell you what, guys, I've got a number of multi-tools. I've handled a number of multi-tools, used them in the field. And this is the smoothest opening pair of multi-tool pliers I have ever experienced. It's just phenomenal how smooth this thing opens. And one of the things too that I really like about it is that when you're opening it, a lot of times, you know, one side will open and it'll hang the plier to one side, and it's really awkward. With this, it's an even opening. One of the cool things too is you can actually flip this around for one-handed opening. And in fact, if you're not careful, this thing will slap around to the back of your hand, so you got to be careful when opening it. But it is a one-handed operation for all of your majority of your tools, or the ones that you're really going to use the most. And so we're going to look at some of the different features of this. But one of the things I think that's really cool about this whole deal is the blade system. And it is a power assist, but the power assist has to do with this blade. Now first, there's a lock right here that you can lock it into place. So first thing, we have to unlock, and that way it'll keep it from just coming open. But watch this. That thing just flips right out. That power assist, that is really exceptional for a multi-tool. And to close it, you've got to hit this little lever forward, and then it brings it together. And that really gives you a lot of security for the knife not coming back down over your hand. Now it also has a serrated edge over here. Same thing. Nice serrated blade, locked into place. It's not going anywhere until you hit this button, and then you can close it. And of course, then again, you can lock these down and keep them from opening, you know, until you're ready. But I want to go ahead and look at the pliers themselves first, because the pliers are really a nice pair of pliers. Has a really tight and small needle nose right here, and then you have your larger for bolts, grabbing hold of bolts. Of course, these are all serrated, really fine serrations here, and then a little bit heavier here. You have hardened wire cutters. And then you have blasting cap crimps and a wire crimp right here at the bottom. So you're getting a number of tools just right in this area. In fact, there are 16 different tools on this multi-tool. Now, I have other multi-tools that have more tools, but to be honest with you, I think this one pretty much covers all the bases of what you're going to use on an everyday basis. Now, one thing about the compound compression system that SOG utilizes is that for every pound of pressure you put on the pliers, it doubles at the end of the pliers. So you can really get a serious tight grip with not as much pressure as you would have to put on a standard pair of pliers or most of your multi-tools. And you know, SOG has developed that technology, and again, it's been going since 1995. So for a number of years, almost 20 years, SOG has utilized that compression system. This is a 420 stainless steel, and of course this is the black oxide version. You can get it in a matte stainless. I personally like, of course, the black. It's a little more tactical, a little less visible. But really, I've seen a lot of these that have been in use for a number of years and still retain that black oxide finish without any damage to the finish. And so I'm really hard on my tools, and I really use them hard. But and I really don't care, but it really is nice to be able to have that finish and to keep it black and to keep it looking good longer. Now there are other tools right here in the handle, and you have to have the pliers open to utilize those tools, but there's a cover right here, and this cover just snaps open, and then you have a number of tools right here. And the first one is you have a file, and on the end of that file you have a large flathead screwdriver. And then we're going to pull out a little can opener with a medium flathead screwdriver. You have a Phillips head screwdriver which locks into place here, and we're going to look at the lock itself in just a minute, but then you can disengage it and pull it around. That's the only tool that has two separate positions that are locked into place. Now we have a bottle opener with another flathead screwdriver. And then a really small tip flathead screwdriver and a can opener. We have a web cutter right here, seatbelt cutter, paracord, whatever you want to cut. This is great V cutter, keeps you from getting your hand up in there, but yet it has a replaceable blade that fits right in here. And again, all of these lock into place. You can bring your piece down. It gives you a really good grip for whatever tool you need to use. Now there's a locking system right here for all the tools which hold them into place. You're going to want to bring your cover down and then just hold this down right here, almost like a seesaw. Hold it down and then you can disengage your tools out of the lock. Close them up, lock it into place. One thing too that I've noticed is if you want to use one specific tool, you can actually close everything down, and that's really going to give you an extra security to lock that down in the tool itself, and then you'll be able to use this with both hands here without the pliers out the back. And then when you're ready, go ahead and open it up, remove the guard, disengage the lock, put your tool back into place, cover, close it up. Now right here at the back of the tool there's a little tucked away lanyard loop. Pulls around. It's pretty small in size, but you can still utilize that with a lanyard. It comes with a nice Cordura little sheath, Velcro. Place it in, seal it down. It's not going anywhere. It's a pretty solid little compact, somewhat rigid, which I really like this. It's not too floppy. Sometimes you get little tools and the cases are just pathetically made, but this one has nice stitching on it, and it does have a little clip, so it's really easy to clip onto your belt. And then with this clip at the bottom, it's going to retain it pretty decently. I think it may slide around just a little bit on your belt because of the weight. It does weigh just a little over 9 ounces at 9.3 ounces. And that's not including with the cover, but the cover's pretty minimal. The length closed is just under 4 3/4 of an inch, and open into the full position here, it's in just a little over 7 inches. Now there are rulers on both sides, and it has metric and standard for 1 inch. And one of the cool things about this being on both sides is that you can actually open the tool all together, and you have 3 inches here, and then you have 3 inches to the next increment, and then you have 3 inches. So you have 9 total inches of measurement with this tool. And I think that's pretty cool in itself. There's nothing worse than having little small increments and trying to estimate how long something is. So this just gives you an extra advantage. Again, this thing is just smooth like butter. A good multi-tool is an important part of your EDC, something that you carry every day. You know, I can't count the number of times that I've been somewhere and somebody asked for a screwdriver or a pair of pliers. And I always have a good multi-tool in my vehicle or in my go bag. So, you know, it really makes it nice. But, you know, just having a really good multi-tool can make a difference from you even having to go all the way home to get something to do some repairs. Multi-tools like this, especially with the compound pressures, this is really going to give you some added advantage than just having an inexpensive small little multi-tool. Now this is one of the larger ones, and you definitely know that you've got it in hand. It may not be something that you carry on your person EDC every day, and of course that's according to what you do, but it really goes well in your EDC bag or a go bag or a bug out bag. Now the manufacturer suggested retail on this tool is $126.50. But the good news is that most of the places that I saw this tool available, it was in the $60 to $70 range. So for $60 to $70, I think that SOG's really put out an excellent multi-tool that you can carry and that you can really use for hard use. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. In fact, there are 16 different tools on this knife. Now, tucked away back here at the end of the tool is a little loop for something. And it comes right out. One of the cool things too about this is that you can actually, the SOG Power Assist, multi-tool, good stuff.